Just wanted to make a quick little video changing the transmission gasket on a 1988-89 Camaro. I'm not sure what year it is, but the first thing you're going to want to do is jack up the car. So we go here to the front. You can see this cross beam thing right here between the two tires. So you have the jack right here. And back up. Get a side view here. So I just jacked it up right there because it looks to be a pretty strong structure. So once I jacked that up, I put the two jacks on the side. So over here on the driver's, I have one right here. Looking under there, you can see a space where there's a square. You can put the jack there. So I put one there, and then on the other side I did the same thing, just behind that bolt. See that colored bolt? If you follow it this way. So I did the same thing on the other side, and then what I also did was I put that red jack in the background on this side. If you look under here, there's a spot here, and I just put that jack right in between the two. And basically that's just insurance, so I don't kill myself. So I have my other jack, the hydraulic jack, holding it there in the front, while that jack, the silver one, is protecting that other side. It's on that other side where I showed you, and on this side I have one where I showed you, and then that red one is basically holding it up too, just as insurance, because these old cars are really rusty. So after you jack it up, and also you chalk the wheels. See, I put something behind the two wheels over there. Once you chalk the two wheels, make sure it doesn't roll back while it's jacked up. It should be safe to go under the car. So the next thing I did was I cut some holes in the cardboard. You can't see them too well here, but basically I cut the pattern of the 16 holes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's another 4 there, so that's 8, and then 3 on the bottom. So 3 in the front, that's 11, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, you can't see it too well because it's dusk here, but it's 16 holes. So you would just cut, real quick, cut those holes and then label this the front. I accidentally mislabeled this as the front, but I know since I mislabeled it that F stands for the back. So anyway, after you do that, you'll see, let's see, your transmission pan. I already removed it. Once you remove the transmission pan, you'll see there's all the bolts in their proper places that I knew where to put them because I cut the shape of the transmission pan holes into that cardboard. So I cleaned it out good with a carburetor cleaner, and then wiped it, made sure there was no carburetor cleaner because you want it to be dry. You don't want any other fluid mixing with your carburetor, with your transmission fluid. So if you go under here, I've already removed it. This filter is the new filter I put in. So see your bolt holes right here? If you follow it around, see those bolt holes along the perimeter. You want to clean that surface real good. See how it's nice and shiny? So once you undo those bolts, a whole bunch of transmission fluid is going to come out. You want to have a oil pan ready to catch it. So once you do that, from years of grime and crap, it won't come off. The pan won't come off very easily, and there'll be crud all over the bottom of your pan. So before you even attempt to undo those bolts, take a screwdriver and knock all the crap off of the bolt heads, which is oil and dirt and grime. Use a flathead to knock off all that crap, and then go at it with a half inch 6-sided socket and undo it. Break all the bolts first with with just a 3/8 ratchet. It was really easy to do, so I didn't even need a breaker bar. Just undo them, and after you knock off all the crud with a flat blade screwdriver, and then you're gonna undo it, and you can put a screwdriver between this surface and the surface of the pan there. So you could put a flat blade there and then just kind of pry it gently. You don't want to mar the surface. You don't want to mess up the surface, the sealing surface. And then once you do that, this filter right here, you just grab it by hand and wiggle it free. So just grab it and pull it off. It comes right off. And when I took mine off, the black tube came out without the old sealing surface. So my old one, I'll show you it real quick, the way that it came out. When I pulled it, it came out like this. See, notice there's no orange gasket on there. The old gasket stayed in there, and I was unable to remove it, so I just took the gasket off of my new one with let me see, wire cutters, and it was real difficult. The gasket was actually metal and rubber, so it was hard to get off. But this is the old one, but this is the way the old one came out. So I had to take the gasket surface off the new one and shove the new oil filter in there, because the old gasket was still in there. So I just shoved that in there, and now I'm getting ready to put this thing back on. So like I said, I already got these already. I cleaned up the gasket surface. It's ready to go on. That's the back. This is the front. So we're ready to go. I'm just going to put them in there, tighten them by hand, and you'll notice that these two right here, see right here, this hole and this hole right here have to fit into this hole and this hole right here. So that's going to be on top of the pan. So first it's going to be the surface, then the gasket, then the other surface, the other sealing surface on the pan, and then this thing's going to go on there, and then the 2 bolts are going to go on top of this. So I'm going to have to take those 2 bolts out of the pan, and I just realized that. So anyway, once you put the gasket on here and you put your your pan on here, you have to undo the 2 that are right here and then redo them, and then just torque all your bolts down and you should be good. Sorry about the poor filming. I'll get that GoPro going. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully this helped you out. One more thing real quick, with the gasket surface, you're gonna need a gasket scraper. So you're gonna need to remove all the old gasket. I got the tool out. Let me see, where is it? Where is it? I just had it, but the one that I used was a metal gasket scraper. So if I were you, I would get one that's used for scraping metal. Don't get like a plastic gasket scraper, because it's not strong enough to knock off that old gasket. It was really frozen on there. And then one more other tip too. The instruction manual said to push the new transmission oil or transmission fluid filter into place. Unfortunately, I was unable to do that, so I had to use this mallet. So I tapped it into place, and it went up, and I pushed on it, and it didn't seem like it wanted to go any further in. Like I said, that old seal stayed in there, and it just went into place, and I pushed it till I couldn't. Gently tapped it with this, because it said it could cause damage if you do that, but I was unable to push it in my hand. So if you have to do that, you have to do it. Just be real gentle. Like I said, don't hit it too hard. Thanks for watching. Bye.